Puts my finger on your collar. Bro, hey dude, you got something on your collar. You look down. I boop your nose. Uh-oh. Y'all, it's motherfucking Passion Monday or Tuesday. Let's go. Yay. The second installment, dude, you could feel it in the air. The vibrations. They're good or whatever. Like the guy in the Beach Boys that died. I forgot his name. Maybe his name was like Brian? Something? Sorry to him. But you know, the vibrations are good or whatever. So, yeah. Last week got like a clean 90 views, which was shattering record worldwide, I've heard. Or at least I've been told as such. So, I was like looking up ways to get more people to watch, man. You know, up their retention and engagement and shit, you know? And you know, I heard via Google AI that it's good to have like a comment of the day or like a question of the day to get people to comment. Um, I didn't think of one. Um, Let me think. Okay. The question of the day is, do y'all ever read like old modernist writing and question whether or not we as humans have lost the ability to think in the true abstract due to like the commonly perpetuated notion that everything needs to make like innate logical sense lest you be mocked for speaking gibberish? And this low key has led to a noticeable regression in the overall quality of writing? Or is the problem more so like simply an increase in people who refuse to try to understand? So, what could be truly great writing of our time never really makes a significant splash in the cultural zeitgeist, rather than a like a dip in the standard, you know? So, let me know what you think about that in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe, man. Let's get into these games. So, I ordered them based on what seemed the most interesting on a glance. I'm literally making a like squinting face that would seem to indicate that I'm not interested in watching this first game, which is Fogbound Link using no, no Volt Switch Absorb Stall versus Eternal Spirit. And like, man, this game's gonna go long as fuck with the Suicune. Oh god. I mean, I'm not saying that Eternal Spirit loses on preview by any means, dude. Like, depending on sets, this could have been a good game. But it's gonna take too long, bro. Some of us have shit to do later. So, like, I've decided right now we're gonna hit play, sound off, and then I'm gonna skip to end, and I'm gonna hover over all the sets and see what happened. Like, CM sub would be very good. It might get PP stalled. Trick would be pretty good. I mean, it'd be solid as hell, but it's probably not Trick with Zarude, I guess. Zarude, Conkeldurr, no less. Um, CM Taunt? Is that a thing people use? That would be good. Uh, Bulk Up would be good. Bulk Up would be good. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay. Eternal Spirit has lost. Oh, no GG back. I'm sure he said GG and it just saved too quickly. So this was Boots. We don't have really anything to go off of. Zap Cannon, you're a real fucker for that. uh, this was Ditto. Okay. This got okay. So this was Trick Scarf Latios, which we would have part click flip turn 7 times and didn't do shit. This one's a knock U turn. Interestingly enough, so this could have been Scarf or Band or something. Band. I mean, it wouldn't have done much really. And this was terrifying even, which is really funny. This was Terra Electric Thunder Punch. If it was bulk up, it didn't get a chance to click it. CM sub. Would this be able to hit a seismic toss number? Because that'd be really good if it could, but I'm not sure if it can. So yeah. and this was Scald Rest Talk, which would or CM Rest Talk, which would definitely get PP stalled by like Blissey. This isn't even CM or anything, but like Blissey, Ditto, Slowking is not getting beat by that. So honestly, it makes sense to me that Eternal Spirit lost this game, and it probably wasn't very entertaining to watch anyways, y'all. Let's be fucking for real. So, if you were excited to see in-depth analysis, brother, um, I apologize. Moving on, we had Crying versus Eternally. So Crying uses some like it looks like Crying made this team themselves, is what I'm saying, without saying anything. Um, so this could be Healing Wish, Ogerpon, maybe, possibly. Uh, just like a fatty core or whatever with these three. And maybe this rocks this scarf, but it could be just like Scarf Healing Wish, which like I've made a team with before. It's just like some bullshit set because Jirachi kind of I mean, I use like Body Slam, U-turn, Death Rock Healing Wish before, which I would not advise for, but yeah. So this team is slow as shit though. So I figure one of these two are Scarf. I figured at least. It could also be uh I'm not really sure what the torn is on preview. It's hard to call. It's always hard to call for me because I'm really dumb. Eternity's team seems to be okay. If this is T-Wave Slowking, T-Wave Hydreigon, Bulk Up, Zarude, you're a fucking piece of shit. So the idea could be I mean, this is just pure speculation because I haven't seen any of the games from the weekend. I don't even know if I know the result of any of them. Well, actually, I know Sakri lost. Sorry, Sakri. This could also be T-Wave, which Reyna, our glorious tier leader, was playing with at a point. But yeah, if it's like double T-Wave, Skeledirge, Bulk Up Zarude, you're a real asshole. Like this is a dickhead team. And yeah. I mean, that'd be really good, honestly, if you get a T-Wave off on, because this could be Haze, I guess. Haze isn't really even fighting it, though, I don't think. I think that Zarude would be a massive problem if it's Bulk Up, the evil set. But Ogerpod's also very strong. And also, like, Latios outspeeds most of the team. And especially with T-Wave gone, so I think Crying wants to be Scarf Sandy Sharks because it's a Scarfer that can't be T-Waved, and it's like it could be good in the late game maybe if it's like some random ass Terra like Terra Ice I guess or Terra Fairy maybe. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm predicting the bot lead would be like Tornadus versus Slowking. I mean, that makes sense. And then we could you'll U-turn and see we could play the game from there. Tornadus, yes. Oh, it's Hydreigon. I was just gonna say, Crying, you should probably U-turn, because it's getting T-waved. I mean, Crying probably doesn't know that this runs T-wave often, I figure. But yeah, if you get T-wave, that'd be very unfortunate because your team's so slow. And let's see if you get T. I figure you got T-Wave because why else would you say? Yep, T-Wave off. That's really big from turn one. And especially if you like flinch on this. Okay, that's lucky. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's slow this down. So the flinches didn't get through. This is AV, by the way. Flinches didn't get through. This Hydreigon is already really low. Which, like, I mean, I guess it could have been a. I mean, this fight could have been a really good if, like, rocks go up, you get a bit lucky. So I don't know. I might disagree with letting it get so low, but it is what it is. Actually, I don't think there's any problem going Slowking there, in my opinion. Well, actually, there was a problem because that would have let Cornerstone in for free. So I kind of see where Eternity's coming from. It's hard to call. And it came in for free anyway, so who gives a fuck? This might just get blown off the face of the earth. Pretty close. Yeah, I mean, oh, and there is triple T wave, so this is probably bulk up. Zarude, which will be quite a problem to fight, especially even with Haze Toxapex, especially if Haze Toxapex gets T-Waves, because that's just like an instant loss. This isn't keeping rocks up, but this is defog, so clicking Ironhead's fine. Um, I pretty much said, I mean, U-turn, that's really good with Ogerpon in this matchup, but Ogerpon's T-Wave, so this is gonna probably come close to dying if it breaks through. It just died. Goodbye. Damn, maybe the game's moving too fast for Zarude to do anything. Oh, it's named after my good friend Corporate and friend of the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe or I'll die. Epic T-Wave, Para. I feel your pain. Oh, it's Third Chop and not knockoff. Feel free to tell me the reason for doing that. I guess it's just like to maintain power over stuff you like knock, like tornadoes, for example. I guess. And here comes a sequence we'll be seeing a lot of because this is gonna like, oh, it's poison jab. That's pretty big for crying, especially if this is Terra Fairy and not Terra Poison, because it like keeps it low ish. Especially with the poison, it forces it to like heal multiple times. Well, is it really that big of a deal? It could be a big deal eventually, but I don't think it's a big deal right now. So continue. I mean, let's be honest. Oh, it is Haze, so this will be. We're not having fun. This is probably T-Wave, but it'd be probably. Well, it wouldn't be helpful if it was Future Sight, really. This would probably be. If I was Eternally right now, I'd be like, damn. I wish my Hydreigon was at like 88% with leftovers knocked off right now. It'd be very nice and cool. So that might come to bite him. But I still feel like, I mean, the Rude's still really good, and he just has to piece stall Toxapex. It's just gonna take forever. So I'm not sure where the intricacies of the game are really coming in. Oh, Mental Herb, by the way. That is a tech I forgot to mention last week when after PDT did the like weakness policy thing and got a big kill off Penny turn one. Mental Herb's pretty nice because you obviously para like you turn one para tornado sometimes, which is like you kinda have to click U-turn in the 1v1 turn one to like play around it. That some people won't bother, honestly. So yeah, that's interesting, as always. Also, this is para spam, so it makes a lot of sense. Um okay, body slam, so it's leftovers. Okay. We should keep in mind that this is just gonna be Scarf eventually, and that is a big deal. Like, especially if this is Terra Poison, that's a big deal. If it's Terra Fairy, it's still a big deal. Ish. A big deal ish, depending on the Terra, which this if it is Scarf, this will be the thing that clicks Terra, obviously. I don't think there's any defensive Terra on this team that'd be helpful versus Zarude. So that's something to look out for like 50 turns from now. Y'all, good para, that doesn't really matter. I do wonder if this is still Healing Wish though. Okay, Cielo Dirge. That's also big. I'd click you should burn the Pex on the switch so it doesn't poison job have a chance to poison job you, I think. Like I don't know how much that'll matter, but I think it's just worth it for the sake of optimizing your game. Because it's obviously coming. So yeah. You just click Torch Song. I mean, it's fine as long as it doesn't poison. It doesn't. This is gonna take a long time. Good double. We could see if this is specs or something based on like damage calcs. Let's see. Oh, okay, so this is definitely running Healing Wish and drop rocks. I'm not. This is crying, so I'm not saying that Scarf Stealth Rocks are out of the question or anything. I mean, it's definitely not out of the question. Look how fucking slow the team is, man. The squad. It's kind of just pathetic. You get really badly rolled by certain stuff. And this is probably like Terra Stab, because that's your way of checking things. You're just like desperately Terra stabbing. So yeah. Like in the past, we've seen like Scarf Tyrantrum and like old RU gens running Scarf Rocks. People have used Scarfed Rocks on fucking Arcanine Hisui. That mon is complete garbage, never use it. So it's not out of the question. It's a big deal, okay? Because if if this exits a trade scenario at like 40 or 50 Welterrid without Trailblazing, this could tear ground and kill it, like Poison or Fairy or Electric or I mean that's the ones that I think people would use. So yeah, this is more, fuckery. We're not watching all this. There's not much nuance to these turns. I mean, it's probably about time to pop. This is lowish. Yeah, this is about time to pop. Well, if it's hard to call. This being Scarf in mind, potentially. Potentially. Which I don't know if Eternally is keeping that in his mind because it did click rocks and it's kind of like a non-linear thinking, but you should keep it in mind. If you pop Terra here and Throat Chop and it like attacks into you, you're gonna be in range of Terra, whatever. But it'll be in Trailblaze range after you click this. So if you're Terra Fairy, maybe you think about Throat Chop Trailblaze and then Pex just comes in and you have to run that again. Let us see. And he did indeed click Terra. And look at the calcing. He's like, am I gonna do this game? And okay, yeah, you just Trailblaze to force the Pex back in and run the Malarkey again. It is unfortunate that this is. It's possibly unfortunate that this is poison. Because even though it's burned, it's doing like. It doesn't matter. Blah 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 blah. Okay. And then Pex is coming in. He didn't opt to Trailblaze, not that it particularly matters, I guess. Although, if he Trailblazed and crit that turn, it would have been worth it. So he probably should have done it just for the sake of being like optimal, right? It doesn't really matter though, because he didn't get the crit. So we're back to running all this, blah blah blah. All he has to do, theoretically, is well, if he's Trailblaze, this shit might not even kill whatever the Sandy Shock Terror is. So it's kind of hard to call if this is Sandy. But you should, for the sake of winning, you should try to leave this interaction +1/+1/+1. Because it's just, you never know, man. And try to keep it healthy if you can. As healthy as possible. So let's see how this plays out. Haze. I mean, you should probably just play this ultra supremely slowly, I guess. Do you have the PP to do it? Oh wait, this is slowly killing itself. Well, it's out of range. Should you just Trailblaze here? Does that make sense? It depends what the Sandy Terra is. It also depends how much +0 Trailblaze does the Sandy. Because I figure that Sandy Terra is ground. I guess it could be electric too. I think it'd be Stab Terra for the sake of like being able to revenge kill. Maybe I'm applying too much like logically linear thinking to a crying team, but I don't know. You should try to exit this. I don't know how I feel about the bulk. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Eternally is thinking about the potential that Sandy shocks the Scarf. Because this is probably in Terra attack range. Maybe. Maybe. It's pretty damn close. Oh, it was Stellar. I mean, I think that's ass, but it makes sense. Does this die? It died. Yep. And Jungle Healing isn't gonna save you. Yeah. I mean, this was a pretty massive advantage, but I understand where Eternity's coming from. He had to play this probably way slower and see if he could, like. I don't think he was ever exiting. It's hard to think. Something that I'd have to have, like, do some Zen meditation to think through all the way to. I mean, in the first place, I think Eternally maybe messed up by letting this interaction take place. But yeah, there's just like that's way too like thinking in the future for Eternally. Probably he probably thought that this Zarude was just gonna fuck everything up eventually. But yep, what happened, and now he's down, man, because this is gonna die. I mean, he could go to Hydreigon and be a pretty good position for him. Crying might Crying might think about doubling. It'd be crazy though. It would be an insane play, but it would. I mean, maybe seal the game. I mean, it's not like it matters that much, anyways. Maybe doubling is a choke. I'd go for the choke. If I was Eternally, probably. How low is the Skeleturge? It's at. Mm, there's no choke. Unless this is Draco Meteor. Yeah. And they did double, which is I mean, that is a potential there if Eternally just stayed in, but he did not. So this game is probably over, or at least very close to it. The T-Wave even missed, which I'm not sure if that was doing anything. But yeah, just like Volt switches a million. This game's over. That is unfortunate. I understand where Eternity's coming from. This being Scarf Rocks makes no sense to the average human, and I might have not even thought about it if I was playing in the game. I thought about it because it makes sense on the team, but sometimes people don't use things that make sense on the team, so it is what it is. Yeah, unfortunate. Eternally is 1-1, should be 0-2, Crying is 2-0, impressive 2-0 from Crying. We could never know what to expect from this person. They're the wild card of the season for sure. So now we got the Sack versus the PDT, and I was talking to Askov, who's helping Sakuri a few days before the game, and I was like, maybe you should think about using AV Conk and CB low kicks, and maybe he did, but I don't know if that was a great call. Because my idea behind that is PDT teams are often usually like very centered around offensive synergy rather than actually checking stuff. So something like CB low kicks, if Terran would just like first impression, first impression, first impression. That being said, Terra Leech Life is still insanely good in this matchup. Like if it's CB. Why I'm being an egotistical maniac to assume that Askov took anything I said to heart. But yeah, Taunt Torn is going to be very good in this matchup. I mean, it's going to get Taunt Torn with Roxette mostly, but it's going to get PP stalled. But you get good synergy as fuck. And your synergy should be good if depending on your Conk and low kick set, and even your Hydrapple set, which I mean, it's very hard to switch into unless this is AV, and I don't think PDT is the type to use AV, really. This motherfucker's a demon, depending on the Terra. But that being said, Toxic Spikes could be annoying. Especially if Askov took my advice and did CB, or like an offensive set. Though they're just some boots. But yeah. That was a bit like not a. Also, obviously, Ogerpalm's good on paper as it always is. Ogerpalm plus T Wave once again, assuming it's T Wave on Hydreigon, and it could be Stun Spore on Sinistra as well. But I'm thinking more so it's probably Hex CM. Well, it could be Stun Spore CM, but this is Toxic Spikes probably. Um, yeah, it's just some guesses. This is probably Scarf. I don't know if you'll ever cook Trick in this game. It's just so slow otherwise. 284, 311. I don't know if Adamant hits 284 though. It might be a tie. Don't quote me on that though. But we'll see what happens. I'm thinking a lead torn because it takes. I mean, this might be a torn off. Let's see. Torn versus Pex. If this is taunt torn, you click it 100%. Yes. This taunt torn should be a massive pain in the ass, but it's in theory triple regen. Because trace regen. So this torn's gonna like exert its PP, but with the rocks up, it's gonna be a massive pain in the ass. And PDT ran no removal with Cornerstone BO, which makes this healing wish worse, which is interesting to me. Unless it's like, does anything on this team learn defog in the Shen? I don't really know. I don't think so. But yeah, that's interesting, to say the least. But that taunt's really good, and PDT is gonna let the scarf go instantly. Which, I mean, yeah. Smart trick to get rid of the boots, honestly, and then the switch out. So yeah, this is gonna get PP stalled, or he's gonna move to PP stall this because it's really bad. Honestly, I would have just stayed in and taunted this Pex again because, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's gonna attack this, though, in my opinion. Oh, I just got a grade. Let's see what my grade is on camera. Oh, never mind. I don't care about this. Okay. Uh, Sakura should EQ this and then get rocks up, but it's not going to be a big deal because this torn is going to allow everything to regen forever. So, is it worth it? I mean, you're going to have to take this Surfer liquidation eventually, no matter what. So, yeah, smart by both. That does a lot of damage. It is a big deal if this is T-Spike effect. It's very big. Yeah. So Sakura should be moving to like make offensive pressure because the longer this game goes, the more it favors PDT. So he should be like getting these in, clicking aggressively with Conkeldurr, assuming it's AV. If it's bulk up, that'd be really big because I don't think this is running haze. So, oh wait, Sinistra probably neutralizes it anyways. But you could fish Ice Punch if you have Ice Punch. So I'm not sure what the Terra should be. I'm between low kicks and Hydropple depending on what the Hydropple Terra is. But also I don't know the low kick type for sure. I'm just bro, my big ass ego. I'm like, bro, I told Askov something. Of course he's gonna take my word as like God sent down the Ten Commandments of defeating PDT, who I have a really bad record in both in Tor and in Tez, and I'm fake for pretending I know how to beat him. But yeah, as the game unravels, things will make sense. And Lukix is coming in here probably. Oh, or Conkeldurr, duh. So we're gonna see T. I mean, you should click Thunder Punch if you have it, because the Toxapex is getting mid grounded. Good click, good click. And now you knock off if you have it, which would also be a good click, and it's great momentum. So let's see. Oh, it's Ice Punch, T Punch. Circumventing knockoff entirely, probably. Damn. This is looking like the set I made in like 2013 when I made my first PS team. I literally remember what it is. I had like Conkeldurr, Reuniclus, Infernape, Metagross. I don't remember the last two. I think I had Haxorus, but this was very much a like, you have no idea what you're doing set. But it's like probably low-key kind of meta. Cause just for the sake of like being unswitchable. At least it looks good on paper. But yeah, that's a. I mean, you get momentum in this interaction 100% of the time, which is good. And also, you get to fish for Ice Punch. So that's pretty good. You get like every time Conkeldurr comes in, it's like a guessing game minorly. Because, I mean, knockoff would be helpful though. But yeah, it doesn't have it. We still don't know what the low kicks or the high drop are, but this is looking real good for Sakura because, I mean, also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but there's no Volt Absorb, which is quite big. I mean, Rotom is limited because there's going to come a time where you have to click Pain Split and you're not going to want to click it, especially with Gardevoir so low. But yeah. Here comes Pex, Globally Storm. You just U-turn now, obviously. Or you could double bleak one, it doesn't really matter. I don't know about a knock there. Yeah, I think it was time to U-turn into low kicks, if anything. But whatever. Yeah, that really absorbed. Yeah, I think that was a really bad play, no offense. I mean, getting the boots off is pretty nice, but... Well, I mean, if it just attacked here, that's fine. What the fuck is a set PDT? Yeah, I mean, I'd see where Sakura's coming from. I underthought what my logic was there, but what the fuck is this? You got majorly fucked over by that because you were about to make major momentum with this, and now it's all gone. You have to click taunt here, unfortunately, or just U-turn. Yeah, I mean, I see where Sakura is coming from, but this thing that is seemingly very strong on paper isn't doing much in the matchup, unfortunately. And this game is gonna start playing out slow as fuck. Hopefully he just U-turned here. Unfortunate. Please just U-turn here. I understand not U-turning because you don't want this clicking T spikes for your life. But you need to click U-turn eventually. And I guess then was the time. But you're gonna... Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. So Sakura is still in the momentum advantage. I'd say he's in the lead for sure. And now it's time to bring in, I mean, low kicks or conk IMO. And we get to see what the low kicks is. I figure it's an offensive set. Just because it's like, I mean, I'm just hoping for the sake of Sakura. I guess that's an offensive set. And let's see. That is probably CB. And I think that 2 KOs if you just like... Should you have just clicked Terra there? Should you have just clicked Terra there? I think clicking knock was honestly the way. If we're being honest. Yeah, knock would have been a massive click there. Terra, this would be coming in at like 80 something, and it'd probably take like... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should have Terra'd or knocked. I don't know about clicking that again. Yeah. How much is this gonna do? 55. Damn, maybe this is your Terra. I think you should have probably just clicked knock, though, for sure. But it depends on the high drop pull Terra. Because these T-Spucks being up is... I mean, you're on a clock, bro. So, more than any clicking logic come to my brain. I think you need the high drop pull to be big at this point, now that T-Spikes are up. Yeah, I think you should have clicked knock. For sure. So this is like a massive deal. Let's see what happens. This is taking a long time, TBH. This is normal. I don't know why well, it does make sense why he did that, but I don't think you're ever getting a spin off. Yeah, you're never getting a spin off because the Nishida's right there. So, yeah, you might as well just... And also, you're about to get T-waved. Or rocked. I guess it's pretty obvious this is rocks in my... If you, like, have a brain. That's pretty cool. This is unfortunate. You should click knockoff here. Again. Fuck it. U-turn's fine, too. This is never happening. You got a double here, pretty much. Like suddenly, okay, that was desperate as hell. Suddenly, this is really bad. The right Terra, this Sinistra is gonna win very easily. We should be good liquidation, by the way. We should be on the lookout for this big toxic fight, toxic, by the way, because I don't think it's Haze. I don't think it's Haze. Maybe it is Haze. If it's Haze, I don't know. It depends on how droppable item and Terra where this matchup's at, but I'd say PDT's in the lead again. This is unfortunate. My call is looking like ass, but if he just clicked knock on the turn that he should have clicked knock, it would have been really big. We're doing some skipping around. Okay, what is high dropple here? Nasty plot. I mean, you're forced out. obviously. We didn't get we never got the information we were looking for. Okay, if this is steel, you have to click it. He did not. He's gonna get poisoned and lose. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if it's steel anyways, so whatever. Also, Fickle Beam rolls would have been massive for this endgame. Like, if it ever rolled the fucking... Because +2 Fickle Beam blows Pex out of the water, obviously. It's gonna blow +1 versus +2. Like, you get the +1 extra. It's gonna blow this out of the water. So, yeah. Yeah. Fickle Beam rolls would have been massive, but this is toxic now, so I think it's pretty hard from here. I mean, yeah, you got the... I don't know, man. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, man. I don't know. No offense. Yeah, I don't know. I think this probably should have been Saku's game, but now it's looking like it's heavily in PDT's favor. Because Sinistra Pex is just never going. Sinistra Pex, Torn, and then this offensive pressure in the back is just, you're never winning fast enough with this Toxic, regardless of Fickle Beam roll, so I'm ready to like call this one. I mean, maybe if you get Fickle Beam roll instantly, it's a chance, but I'm calling this one because this should Terra. I don't know why this isn't Calm Mind to Terra Jet. Maybe it's like some shitty Terra, but it probably should have that power. I mean, ah, I guess I don't know. This is your Terra for some reason. I guess it doesn't really matter. This game's over. Blah 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 blah. I think I had it. Maybe I missed something. Feel free to let me know. Because I think it was really hard to fight from allowing this to get poisoned. Although I understand where he's coming from because he wanted to trick this into attacking. But yeah. 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 Now we got Mimi Lucha versus ZS. Mimi Lucha played really well last week. He really did. He should have won. He should be 1-0. And people are probably... I figure ZS is a heavy favorite. In the eyes of in the eyes of most people. But if my viewer retention reached 100%, y'all would know I predicted Mimi Lucha to win this game because honestly, I think Mimi Lucha is underrated. He played really well last week. We would have. I used to think he was kind of mid on ladder, but I saw the improvement steadily, and I haven't played on ladder in a while. Me and Heaven haven't played in a while, but I thought he was pretty good last time we were playing. So, yeah, and he probably improved since then because honestly, in a high pressure situation, he played really good versus Eternally. He should have won that game. Eternally brought some ass. What team is he on again? Viv and was he playing for Viv and TKO? They should know by now that Ninetales is really bad in this tier. It's just bad. It's a really bad Pokemon. Don't use Aurora Veil Ninetales. You can use Grimmsnarl screens. It just makes sensical sense. So we got some BO versus BO action. Depending Protean Specs Greninja is pretty good in this matchup on paper, as it tends to be in these BO matchups, and then it fails. So I don't think it would be. I don't think it'd be Battle Bond. Battle Bond Protect would be good as fuck, probably. Battle Bond Protect Terra Water goes pretty crazy mode on this if it picks up a kill somewhere, which it'd probably be able to. Bro, this could be a nasty. This Heatran could be a nasty boy, depending on how the Heatran Soul King interaction plays out. Because if Heatran escapes that interaction at like 70, it'll still be quite a terror for ZS's team to deal with. AV Conk's pretty good. Latios, depending, is probably pretty good because it's just mono, just Excadrill. And then it could Terra in the face of Slither. I figure this Torn is an AV, but it could be. There's just a lot of it's another one of those previews where it's like, well, it depends, man. Depends on a lot of things. So sorry for being worthless, and I'll die if it makes you happy. Let's start the game. Smile. Okay, so Torn versus Slowking. Y'all are some NPCs. I figure this could be like when a good tour player joins a tour, they tend to like steal from replays before them. I could see this randomly being the weakness policy set, but I don't think it'd be very helpful. So it's not. So I was wrong as fuck. And this is Guts. So it could be. That's unfortunate because the not well, it could be Colberberry, but a knockoff would have been huge there. Um, if it's Guts, this could be Guts. It could still be AV. It could be Guts, bulk up. I just feel like AV is strongest right now compared to Guts Facade. Bulk up is a because offense is hyper offense is so good right now, and Facade gets rolled over by offense, and bulk up gets rolled over by offense. So it really just feels like a massive fish to bring either of the two. AV is like has some good ass trades in HO, and it could be good in BO mirror. So I feel like it's the way. Oh, he future sighted on the. Okay, that's fucked up. ZS got lucky as fuck there. That is very fucked up because Mimi Lucha would be in such a good position if he was able to knock off, and that is guts by damage, by the way. He got to click two moves there. That was a very bad position for ZS. So unfortunate for Mimi Lucha. Maybe God's plan will knock in for or lock in for Mimi Lucha, and he'll hit 9 Magma Storms. Because a lot. Oh, it's Mental Herb as well. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense for Zarude. That's something to keep an eye on for Slowking Zarude for sure. Do not stay in turn one with your Torn, man. That's an insta win for Zarude. Um, let me think about how good Zarude is in this matchup. It's probably pretty good. Zarude can be good in any matchup depending. Even like the most honorable set, which is probably not, could be pretty good. But that is an unfortunate start to the game for Mimi. Let us proceed. So, Assault Vest, interesting. This is probably Taunt. Because I figure if it was AV or if it had like Heat Wave or anything like that, it would have clicked it for just like massive damage into the Exca. Not to say that knock into Future Sight wasn't big, but yeah. That is probably very telling of what the set is. And this seems to be a taunt Torn mirror. I figure Heatran's coming in here, and we'll see how this plays out. Um, if if this happens, and oh wait, this is low as fuck. I forgot. Hmm. This is really big. This is really there's like a lot of swing potential here, depending on what ZS does here. Because ZS is also like not a mainer. He doesn't know it's possible that he doesn't know that Heatran 90% of the time runs like Dark Pulse or Heavy Slam for Latios. So if he goes Latios expecting it like a soft check, he's in for a world of pain, especially when Slowking is so low. I might think about sacking Slowking here, honestly. But then what? This like I said earlier, if this Heatran clicks like hits every Magma Storm, this could be a very significant deal. It just haunts, which it was never rocking there. That did not a lot of damage. Okay, let's see what he's U-turning into. Latios. Okay, this is massive. Even if it's Surf, and it clicks Surf, and it does a lot of damage. It's a pretty big deal, man. This Conkeldurr is gonna, even behind Parrot's gonna be quite a big threat. It could have some really big trades, even if Slitherwing is still on the table. This may die. Terra Water Specs. I don't know. Oh wait, duh. Yeah, okay. I wasn't expecting this to be Scarf, but it being Scarf makes sense, kind of. I figure it's Scarf anyways, because why the fuck would you run? I don't think there's any reason to wear it on like the old flip turn Soul Do to attack set. I don't even know if there's ever a reason to do so. Yeah, I mean that set was annoying for the sake of like getting momentum. Yeah, it made sense at the time because you were flip turning into either Weavile or Masquerada on like AV Torn. But yeah, this is probably Scarf in this meta. Because you're really, what are you flip turning? Okay, the idea of why I guarantee it's Scarf, or at least I strongly believe it's Scarf. There aren't many mons in this tier faster than Torty, now that we lost Weavile and Masquerada. So there's no reason in Latios getting like momentum versus Torn really. Like you're not bringing anything in to scare it out. So I figure it's just flip turn, trick, stabs. Also, Hello Flame Body, which might semi matter. That was wow. I mean, it makes sense, but that was brave as fuck from CS. Ah, maybe it's not wow worthy. Maybe it just makes sense. But that was an excellent pivot to but getting out of that situation without getting anything killed, and the worst thing that happened was like Latios is at 35 or 65, and this takes like less than 20% with leftovers. That's massive. I mean, not to say that Heatran won't come back, but like it was in such a good position to get a kill, and I don't know if that position will come up again. Although this is taunt, I mean, you get to click it versus this Torn no matter what. And you always have to hit the Magma Storms, obviously, so there's a lot of luck. This is a fucking demon still, but you need a lot of luck for it to be as good as it looks on paper. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is probably clicking Earthquake, and um, I never realized how weak this team was to fucking even just like defensive or Swadef Excadrill. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, that very bad. That's very bad. That's very bad. That Mach Punch would have been pretty. That's a pretty big Mach Punch to get off, man. That might come back to bite him really badly because, like I said, this team is defensively some ass versus even Spadef Excadrill. That would have done like 60 at least with guts. That's a pretty big deal. Unfortunate. Dude, Mimi Lucha's been so unlucky, man. Poor guy. I hope he doesn't go. I hope he doesn't start O2 like this, because he's been impressing me. Like, even. Okay, I'm being slow as fuck, but he's playing pretty well in these first 12 turns. This is a big deal. Let's see what set this is. Oh, it's Battle Bond, not Life Orb. Is that Specs Battle Bond? I mean, it depends on Slitherwing EVs, obviously, but that might be Specs Battle Bond, maybe. I figure. I mean, all I have like memories of Slitherwing from the past, but like, yeah, I don't really know how much that would have done. Sorry. EQ. That was I see where he was coming from. That was quite uh an overextension of an EQ, but I understand where he's coming from. It would have been a big like I don't think Mimi Lucha was ever risking Heatran there. Ever. I mean, because going hard Heatran and this clicks Morning Sun, and Heatran is like slower maybe. Yeah, I don't think he's ever clicking Heatran there. That was a safe U-turn on Morning Sun. But he gets a U-turn back into Heatran, and now we're back in this matchup being very luck intensive for both ends of the field. So this dying would be nice. It is dead. Bro, would you ever, is Heatran even popular enough to run Shed Shell on this ever? It's like a one-time gimmick. It's probably not that good. But yeah, this is dead. And I mean, we're gonna be seeing a lot of that anytime Torn's forced in. He should probably get rocks here. Yeah, he did. I might have. If I. Okay. It's a bit of a click. And it's a bit of like make yourself foolish. And I'm really not sure if he would be hot enough to justify it. But that rock was really telegraphed. And if you missed, you would have looked like a loser. So, bro, this being low would be such a big deal. Wow, that crit really sucked. Because now he has to run this, and he's gonna. I mean, he should maybe spin. Yeah, he should probably spin here, just for the sake, because it's gonna. Was it a bigger deal to spin and then potentially rip an EQ on him saving Torn, or was it a bigger deal to get Torn to come in at like 20 something? That is an age-old question that I'm not sure of the answer of. Yeah. But we'll see you later in the game, Smart. I don't know about that one. Damn, that was aggressive. I feel like I guess it still had its item, so maybe he would have like knocked 100%, but that was ZS. I can see why you're nice with it, bro. That was real aggro, and I fuck with that. But yeah, this is gonna get a kill basically, close to it at least. This is gonna get to spin all. Oh, wait, no, it's slower. Damn, this was a fat AV. That makes sense to the team for sure. And this is back. I don't know, man. If this was like speed invested, that trick is going a long way in instantly losing. Good Dark Pulse click though. It really depends how fast this Heatran is, but Magma Storm, and Luck as well, as I've said like 20 million times, but yeah. Is this gonna win instantly? I guess not, because he doubled. It's a good question, though. Every time the Rude comes in, you should ask yourself, is this gonna win instantly? This being burned would have been a big deal. Yeah, you locked Magma here. Okay, I guess he figures he's slower than Latios. I guess. So this is probably a pretty slow Torn or Tran. I don't know. Oh, he wanted this. Okay, if this is Protect, this is gonna win. Low key. But I mean, it looks Vex based on the earlier interaction. Terra? Does he have a Terra left? He does. I mean, if you're Terra, do you click it? Maybe. Maybe not, though. It depends. I'd run a damage calc. But I feel like if this is Spadef, because it's AV, it's maybe not max attack. I haven't been really paying attention to the moves it clicks. But if you take like a round or two of rocks after tearing, I might have just ripped it there. But Heatran's also pretty safe. No psychopath is clicking EQ there. Actually, that getting burned would have been, if anything, I mean, he's hit every Magma Storm. It's kind of hard to like navigate who got lucky in this matchup just because there's so much number rolling going on. So I won't even think about it. I feel like Mimalucha's winning though. Maybe. I guess it depends on this interaction right here. Maybe he's not. Let's see what he clicked. Ice Beam. That did fucking shit. He's even the honorable set. Aw, unfortunate. Wait, no, not unfortunate. This wins. Yeah, this does win. Yeah. Good shit to Mimalucha, honestly. Bro, I can't believe that didn't cross my mind a single time. I'm a dumbass bitch. Good shit to Mimalucha, dude. Another well played game, brother. Keep making me proud, man. That brings a tear to my eye. Okay, now we got the main event in this bitch. We got Punny versus Just Franco, two phenomenal players, obviously. Punny is Punny is probably, I mean, the three hardest people to beat in this tier are probably Punny, PDT, and Umbre. And he's got a fatty team, man. People are using Chestnut for Cornerstone these days, which is pretty interesting. This is a very passive team, so I'm figuring Specs are Nasty Plot. Does this use defog in this gen? If this has defog, maybe this is like an offensive low kicks rather than the normal boots, which would be a massive fucking deal in this matchup. God damn, it'd be a real bitch to deal with. Um, let's see if anything stands out on Jess Franco's end. Uh, I mean, it depends if this is defog or not. I don't know if it learns defog in this gen, y'all. Don't shoot me in the head. Yeah. Let's go into this relatively blind. I don't think Jess Franco has anything that's super favorable for him. This seems punny favored on paper, but I am missing so much context in my brain. So let's see. Torn's pretty good, obviously, but it's just like you. This chestnut that does a lot of damage, man. Wow, is chestnut that ass or is that specs? It's a good question for all the boys and girls of the world. Feel free to leave the answer in the comment along with your idea of the state of modernist literature. Uh, I'd stab Barry on this, huh? This is probably interesting. Custop. I mean, maybe he just needed a random item. Does does Just Franco view his team as like HO? It's like offensive end of BO on paper, but this could be Scarf or some shit. This could be some like offensive asset. This is specs though, maybe. We'll see. It's hard to call. This Donphan's getting traded down because it's something I failed to fucking realize on paper. That's a big deal because this being specs was huge on paper. Because it's one of those like if he gets the turns right, it would have been very massive. But great knockoff from Punny into the. I mean, it was pretty telegraphed that the switch had to happen, but that was a great knockoff. And it would have been a pivotal knockoff no matter who he hit, really. So, good catch all. It was telegraphed, but still a good play nonetheless. We gotta gas up our boys. You feel me? But that is facts, yes, as I predicted. Well, as the damage seemed to indicate. Wow, instant rip flying. Damn, that would have been fucking massive, man. That would have been very big. If I was Franco, I would have not let that happen. I'd have just let the Donphan go, man. Honestly, it's cut stop suicide anyways. This is basically fodder at this point. You lost your biggest tool. I mean, not to say that this is like. Also, Torn just became better, offensive Torn, depending on the Jirachi. But yeah, I don't know about all that. That was a pretty big deal. Yep. Um, I mean, regardless. Okay, so this is offensive. This is also very massive on paper. Like your Donphan was fodder. This wasn't Okoing the Thunderous, though. He couldn't come in versus the Thunderous if he had simply sacked the Donphan and then brought this up. But yeah, this is a big deal. And he has the fodder, but at what cost, right? It's a life orb. Interesting. I mean, does this run defog in this gem, man, or was he just like fuck it? Somebody tell me in the comments, and also give me your review on the state of modernist literature as well. Jirachi. Yeah, I guess he's forced out because he doesn't want to take that trade, really. Does Sucker Punch do like 90? I don't know. He's just forced out there, probably. Interestingly enough. And he gets. What the fuck does he have for Gastrodon? Because, like, previously he could go Specs and rip it. And it, like, kind of low key forced a 50-50. Because I don't know if Putty wants to risk losing Gastro there. Yeah, I don't know. Losing that Specs is unfortunate. He does do it anyways, but it's not going to do enough. Yeah. Oh my god, wow. Mm. Major, 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 major. That is a major deal. Because regardless of losing Spectre or not, this Mon was good as fuck. And he had Grossknot. And he revealed Grossknot. And Punny's like, fuck, this Mon fucked me up. And he fucking got the Sludge Bomb poison, bro. Yeah, I mean, this is why Punny's annoying to play. I was like, oh, you baby bitch, man, you lost your specs, little baby boy, without even being like, wait, this Loki still fucks up the game, fucks the club up. But Punny immediately recognizes this, risks a stay in, fishes for the sludge bomb, and instantly he's back in the game. So that's crazy. Good play. Amazing. Incredible. I'm glazing. Oof. That's big damage. This should probably dodge to anything, yeah. Um, I guess he wanted to like not risk losing his Greninja item. What is it? It is also Life Orb Battle Bond. Very interesting. This Mon is probably ass in this matchup unless he gets some flinches. Does he get some flinches? He does not, interestingly enough. So, great fucking flip turn, man. Damn, what a flip turn. Not spamming Roost anymore. Dude, Punny is entering like God mode. This could still be kind of hard for Punny depending on threats. This is hard for both of them though. It's one of those types of situations where it's like, who the fuck is winning? I don't know, because I'm bad at analyzing the game and talking at the same time, but I'm gonna do it anyways, brother. So, fuck you. Well, I take it back. Like, comment, and subscribe. Um, that was a really smart regen, by the way. Dude, this is such a well-played game from Punny. Good sub. We get to see what the Jirachi set is. So this is probably sub Nasty Plot, which is an interesting set. Sub Nasty Plot Terra Steel Rip here would be pretty. I mean, it'd just get a kill outright if it hit Bleak Windstorm. So that's a big deal if it is the case. This is Scarf. Wait, wait, wait! Did y'all see that? Inspect elements? Okay. This interaction. Let's see if this is he got the flinch off. Okay. Okay. I've lost a penny too many times. So I'm in my mind palace. Some of y'all don't know what it's like to play Punny. So, um, if he doubles to Conkeldurr, that sucks. It is a very telegraphed double. I low key. Well, I'm not gonna say as just Franco. Oh, just stay in, bro. Fucking tank all your momentum. But Punny's low key gonna click Bleak Windstorm here. Because once again, he's recognizing that he is low key down. How bad is it if Franco tanks his momentum versus Empoleon? It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, so this is a big turn for both of them, and it could completely swing the game. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm predicting that Punny will Bleak Windstorm into the probably Conkeldurr switch, and it's gonna swing the game heavily into his favor. Unfortunately for Just Franco, who, you know, I've probably been underrating his position thus far in the game, stupidly enough. But yeah. Yeah, he's just too good. This is why people like Umbry and Punny, I've said it time and time again. Dude, these motherfuckers don't give up, okay? And this is a skill that like 90% of people will never realize. I'm not even good at it, and I'm probably better than most of you. No offense. But like, yeah. Yeah, like this is why they're better than us. Like Punny, Umbry, Sono, Bravia, Siamo, Incompetente, bro. You feel me? We're all shit compared to this. Bro is gonna find his outs and he's gonna play them, and he nails them more than most people do, and Umbri as well. This is why they're better than all of us. Um, Full glaze, they're really good. I'm sorry, Franco, if you're listening to this, and I'm just like glazing the fuck out of Punny, but he's playing this so unbelievably well, dude. It's just a well played game, and the fact that he's had a fight, like he's been making the plays he's been making, is just like a tribute to the fact that I've been completely underrating just Franco's position, and this is why I'll never be as good as him because I can't even tell the position he's in. Although I will say I don't have his sets, which is a big deal. But yeah, great play, and he just swung the game way back into his favor to the point where, I mean, barring hacks, which could happen because there's a lot of flinch challenges coming up. I mean, Punny is back in the lead. Let's see if there's a flinch. No flinch. Let's see if there's a flinch. No flinch. Let's see if there's a flinch. No flinch. Very fortunate, and I'd say deserving. Like saying anybody does any fucking flip turns the switch, bro. Come on, man. This is some evil. Did I say that he bleak one stormed the Conch Elder? Ah! My fault. If that blew your fucking ears out. What did he bleak wind storm? I asked you if it's a Yapid. He bleak wind stormed. Where am I? Who am I? Okay, he bleak windstormed the. Where am I, bro? Everybody, I'm so fucking sorry. Don't kill me. Yeah, he bleak windstormed the low kicks, which is quite massive as well. I said the Conch Elder like a dumbass. I'm not good at the game. And this is very fortunate, but quote unquote deserved because this is a just like unbelievable game. Unbelievable game. Very, very good. This is like the best played game we've seen so far on the tour. And he subbed on the fucking double, dude. But Terra, Terra Water Shuriken could be a big deal here if it's a Water Shuriken Protect, and then he has more flinch chances. He gets a. I mean, it's still gonna probably lose to. I mean, he probably still loses to Skeledirge regardless. But yeah, yeah. And he wasn't Water Shuriken anyways. So this game, ooh, ooh, I mean he still loses, but yeah, you feel me? I mean another flinch chance, but it doesn't. It's not nearly as relevant because yeah, he needed the life orb damage. This game's practically over. Or unless Conkeldurr is like, this is bulk up, and it's gonna lose a Terra Fairy. Yeah, this game's over. Great torch song, by the way. Just another amazing play. This game's over. No offense to our friend Just Franco. Just Franco Loki should be 0-2, man. But he pulled some crazy shit last week. And that's just like, dude, what a game. Yeah. I mean, if Punny's watching this, bro. I mean, he probably is. I know your egotistical ass wants to be glazed. What a great game by you, man. Just like fantastic game. Um, let's let's do some predictions for next week, man. Honestly, or for this week at this point. I don't know what the matchups are. Punny versus Sabella. Rest in peace to our boy Eternal Spirit. He probably, if I were to psychoanalyze them on some Parodian shit, he's probably like, "Ooh, you seems fun." Then he lost to Webs, which I don't think is even viable, and then he lost to Full Stall, a very bad Full Stall. So I probably would have subbed out too. Good luck to Sabella. This is very unfortunate first game for you. I mean, Punny is playing out like just out of his mind, dude. Unbelievable game. ZS versus Crying. This is an absolute. Oh, did I predict Punny by the way? I mean, I predict Punny. Sorry, Sabella. You're a great guy. Um, you ZS versus Crying. This is a wild card game. Who did ZS play again? You know, the everybody's asking that question, and not many people have the answer. Uh, ZS lost to Mimi, which was a. I mean, he fought a good game, man. I don't think he played bad or anything, and Crying looked pretty good as well. So this will be like I'd base this on how the type of shit Crying brings because I mean Ziyech didn't look like he like was like struggling mentally or anything. Like he did a good pivot around Heatran that one time. A lot of good pivoting in that game that would indicate that he knows like all the assume sets. But Crying isn't gonna bring the assume sets. So this one's a really interesting game, man. Maybe it's semi-main event material. But I'm gonna predict this. Fogbound versus Mimi Lucha. Fogbound, man, your team last week was ass. Don't watch this video. That was mean. Um, but yeah, your team last week was pretty bad, man. And also, you choked really hard week one. Mimi Luch has been playing unbelievably solid, but I could see why somebody like aggro would could beat the brakes off of Mimi. That being said, fucking Mimi Lucha sweep, dude. I'm predicting Mimi Lucha, man, all the way. Let's fucking go. Ladder swag for life. Oh man, this is a chance for two people who are struggling to like really get it together. Because Etern is a fraudulent 1-1. Sakuri is a 0-2 that was itching my neck watching the games worthy. Zachary's had good help, man. He's just got to lock in. Apparently, he's been playing good in test too, not to like leak. But yeah, he just gotta, I don't know, get that like cobwebs out of his brain for tour games. Eternally, no offense, you're my boy, but Zachary's also my boy. Let's go Zachary, bro. Ooh, damn. Just Franco's been playing. Just Franco getting PDT and Punny back to back. I don't think PDT won, but I don't think his game was particularly amazing. And Just Franco lost, and he got shaboinged on, man. So it's hard to call. Two amazing players coming off like uncharacteristic. Well, was Just Franco's a bad performance, or did Punny just go beast mode? It's a good question. That being said, PDT my boy, man. I'm not predicting against him. And also he owns me mentally, so I'm predicting PDT. Happy Passion Monday or Tuesday to all of you, and to all, and good night or whatever Santa Claus says. Bye.